Yes, Mr. Sibanda.
As a court, please, my lord, just before we start with the leading of the evidence, just some few logistical reasons. Firstly, we apologize for the late start. The accused were brought late. We're just trying to establish what the reason is just before we resume. But I suppose it's something we can address with the prison authorities. Then, secondly, my lord, my colleagues have intimated that they have scheduled an appointment with a ballistic expert for 2 o'clock this afternoon. That would mean we can only sit until 1 o'clock today.
Okay.
Then thirdly, as we know, tomorrow is the big day in the country for the swearing in of the president. Some of the streets will be closed, so some court personnel might be late or denied access, but we'll see, my lord, if we can perhaps pass through those various roadblocks.
It's not a holiday tomorrow.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, we'll see. Thanks. You're still under oath, ma'am?
As the court pleases. My lord, before I proceed to exhibit J8, I want to quickly go back to exhibit GG1 on page 50. Yes.
Is that the house?
No, my lord, it is
Same.
the no. It's the section 205 of accused number 3.
I see.
Yes. Then page 50. And I want to refer you to 4 December 2014 at in fact 17:45:19. Are you there?
What's the date?
4 December
Okay.
2014, 17:45. And 19. MOC.
Yes.
Yes, can you place that on record?
On 4 December 2014, at 17:45:19 seconds, the number ending 8169 made an outgoing call to the number ending 9202, and that call lasted 18 seconds. The tower that was picked up there was Hout Street.
Ngomhla ka-4 December, isikhathi kwawo-17:45 and 19 seconds. Inamba egcina ngo-8169 yashaya ucingo ishayela nenamba egcina ngo-9202 and bahlala-ke imizuzwana eyishumi-nesishiyagalombili. Itower yayisetshenziswa kwakuyi-Hout Street.
And then the next entry.
The next entry was at 18:07:28 seconds on the same date, 4th December 2014. There was an outgoing call from the number ending 8169 that lasted 58 seconds to the number ending 0876. The tower picked up there was Spruit View.
Kuthiwa ngalo-ke lolo suku isikhathi kwaku-18:07:20 seconds, inamba egcina ngo-8169 yashayela ucingo ishayela inamba egcina ngo-0876. Bahlala-ke imizuzwana eyamashumi ayisihlanu nesishiyagalombili kwakusetshenziswa itower i-Spruit View.
Okay. The 2G Hout Street Tower. Is it the same tower that the phone or the device of accused number 3 was recording on the 26th of October 2014?
Yes.
What is the tower again? 2G?
Hout.
Oh, the Hout Street Tower kuyiyona le esetshenziswayo ngelilanga ngathi yebo.
And then, can you also place the time on the 26th of October 2014?
Do you have a page number for me?
That will be on page 10.
Page 10.
10 in fact, to be precise, page 11.
October
2016.
20.
As well as 2027-44.
Okay. Yes. 26 October 2014, 20:26:59. And 20:27:44 seconds. The towers that were picked up was indeed Goud Street.
So mhla 26 enyangeni ka-October 2014 isikhathi sika-20:26:59 nesikhathi sika-20:27:44 ithawa yayisetshenziswa kwakuyi-Goud Street.
Okay. Now let's go back to page 50 of the same exhibit. The spread view tower.
Yes, spread view.
Is it the same spread view tower that you previously testified about regarding the location of the phone of the deceased between 20:00 and 21:00 on the 26th of October, as well as the device of Longwe Twala? That is on exhibit JJ1.
So mhla 26 enyangeni ka-October le tower le yayisetshenziswa ngesikhathi esiqala lapha ku-20 hours kuyo-21 hours usuthi ngo-8 wasebusuku kuyofika 9 wasebusuku. Kwakuyiyona into yayisetshenziswa ifoni kaMurphy futhi nefoni eyayisetshenziswa uLongwe Twala na iyona into le spread view esikhuluma ngayo.
What page are we on? Exhibit
The
JJ1?
locations, the phone of the deceased locations on page 361 to 365 on the EMA data, and then page 1559 to page 1569 on the GPRS data.
It's not an objection per se, but I'm going to request the state to meticulously pack out the question that is, or the information that is trying to get from the witness, because I'm seated here, I'm unable to follow what he's saying. I'm going to request him to take it step by step, so that I am in the same line as with him.
Yes, sir.
My Lord, I thought I'm trying my best to take it step by step, because this information is not on the same exhibit. Hence, now I'm referring the witness to exhibit JJ1. Yes.
Which step did you miss, Mr. Mnisi?
As it is the court, my Lord, because I hear him saying that apparently there's the same tower that received, or that was the receiving tower when accused number 3 made the calls on 26 October at between 8 and 9 o'clock in the evening, is the same tower that will be the same tower that also Longe Twala, or that the calls that were made or received by Longe Twala were being received by the same tower on the same date. That's where I'm getting confused. Where accused number 3 was calling Longe Twala, or Longe Twala was calling accused number 3 using this same tower. That's the reason why I'm requesting him to unpack it very meticulously, so that I am able to follow him, and accused number 3 is able to follow him as well.
Is it one of the phones? I thought you said it was the deceased Senzo's.
That is correct, my lord.
Now he has another name. I don't know where he got it from.
Okay. My lord, let me start. The witness has already confirmed, as per Exhibit GG1,
GG1, yeah.
yes, that the tower that the phone was picking up at that time is Cold Street. And then, furthermore, the witness also testified that there is a tower called Sprayed View that was also picked up at that time. So now I'm referring the witness to go back to the earlier exhibit, J1, just to confirm that whether that tower, as per exhibit GG1, is still the same tower that was picked up by the phone of the deceased as well as the of Longwe, as per exhibit J1. I think that is the purpose of the exercise.
Are you with him, sir?
Let him proceed.
No, but I mean, does it make sense what he's saying?
He's referring to exhibit J1 and exhibit G. In G. As it please the court, my lord. I was still trying to get my exhibit G1.
Are you there now?
I am on page 361 of 4649, and the towers reflecting on that page is indeed a sprayed view.
That's correct, thank you.
Bathi ke amathawa abonakala kulelo khasi alishelo awa iyona i-spread view.
Okay. Now,
just jump us on page 361. Where about in page 361? In exhibit J.
just please don't record fully.
On exhibit a J1, page 361 of 4649, it reflects sprayed view as the tower from time 17:55:09 seconds to the bottom of the page at 21:41:40 seconds, still reflecting sprayed view as the tower.
So kuleli khasi 361 kule lomboniso la phambi kwenkantolo J1 kusho ukuthi ke i-page 361 emakhasini awu 4649 kubonakala lapha i-tower esetshenzisiwe kusukela ngesikhathi ka-17:55:09 kuyofika ngesikhathi ka-21:41 lapha ekupheleni kwalelo khasi yi-sprayed view.
Okay. Now, we going back to exhibit G1, page 50. Can you tell the court the time lapse between the first activity at 17:45 and 19 seconds, as well as 18:07:28? Can you account or tell us the time lapse?
So the difference in time is around about 22 minutes, maybe just over 22 minutes with a few seconds.
Kuthiwa ke isikhathi ke kusuka lapho kusuka ngo-17:45 kuyofika ku-18:07. You said how many minutes?
22 minutes.
Kuthiwa amashumi amabili nambili imizuzu.
Okay. Just in simple terms. Now, explain in simple terms what we have just explained now, that from that particular tower to that other particular tower is 22 minutes.
There's no particular tower, my objection, my lord. The tower must be named because you're confusing the record.
From Holt Street SGS 1 to 2G spread view SGS1.
Yes, you want to know
Yes,
the time?
it's 22 minutes.
Yes.
So isikhathi-ke phakathi lamathawu amabili i-Holt Street SGS1 ne-2G Spread View SGS1 imizuzu amashumi amabili.
So are you saying to this court for this device to pick up these two towers, 2G Holt Street, 2G spread view, one has to travel around 22 minutes?
It can't be like that. It can be, depending whether you're flying, you're driving, you're walking, you're cycling, or whatever that you're doing, or even you're walking. That's a very it's a very unheard guesswork that is going to be siphoned from this witness, my lord.
Yes, Mr.
So we'll leave that for arguments. That's fine. Okay. Let's now refer to the 2nd of November. That will be on page... on page 19 of Exhibit Triple G1.
On page 19?
Yes, page 19. Around 2 November 2014 at 20:56. Can you place that information on record fully?
On the 2nd of November 2014 at 20:56 seconds, the number ending 8169 received a call from the number ending 2551. It lasted 38 seconds, and the tower picked up there was Bupang Khotso.
Ngomhla 2 November 2014 isikhathi u-2020-56 inamba egcina ngo-8169 yathola ucingo oluvela kunenamba egcina ngo-2551 bahlala imizuzwana amashumi amathathu nesishiyagalombili. Ithawa yayisetshenziswa iBupang Khotso.
And then the next entry?
The next entry was still on the 2nd of November 2014 at 20:44:00 seconds. The number ending 8169 made an outgoing call to the number ending 2056. It lasted 53 seconds, and the tower picked up there was Moy Street.
Mhla 2 November 2014 sewusuku olodwa ngesikhathi u-20:44:00 inamba egcina ngo-8169 iyashaya ucingo ishayela inamba egcina ngo-2056 bahlala-ke imizuzwana emashumi ayisihlanu nantathu kwase-ke kusetshenziswa ithawa ekuthiwa iMoy Street.
Now, let's do the same exercise. The time lapse between these two transactions, one picking up a tower at Bupang Khotso SGS1, the second one picking up a tower at 2G Moy Street SGS1.
The time difference there is about 24 minutes.
So-ke ukuhlukana-ke kwalezi ikhathi lapho-ke ifoni yathola yaqhumana ngeBupang Khotso yase iqhumana futhi ngale thawa ekuthiwa iMoy Street. Kuthiwa-ke isikhathi-ke umehluko walesi ikhathi amaminethi amashumi amabili nane.
So is it your testimony now that if a device picks up a tower at Bupang Khotso SGS1?
No, but objection, man. This witness never made any testimony. She only testified that on this date, this time, on the 2nd of November 2014 and the 2nd of November 2014 at 20:20:56 and at 20:44:00 there was a call made by accused number 3 and a call received by accused number 3 and a call made by accused number 3. The one which he made out, the call that he received was picked up by the tower at Bopang Khotso, and the one that he made was picked up by the tower at Moy Street. This witness never said anything to suggest that this is therefore her testimony, unless the state wants to put words into the wants to suggest something to this witness that this witness would then have to confirm. Never said anything beyond the towers that she testified about. It can't be her testimony then.
Yes, Mr. Sibani.
But, my lord, that is the point that I'm trying to get into. To confirm this, what is written on this section 205. And by extension of logic, it is her evidence, what is contained here.
When you say it is an extension of logic, are you saying the same device picks up a particular number and after about a lapse of about 20, is it how many minutes?
She said 24 minutes.
24 minutes.
Yes.
That same device picks up a number after an interval of some time.
That is correct, and that's what is written here.
Yeah, but they say you must put it so that they understand it.
But it's on paper.
Because they say this witness is not saying that. Are you not saying that, ma'am?
I am presenting what is here on the data.
And what does that say?
In my own words,
Yeah.
it was that this device was picked up by 2 different towers at 2 different times on the same date.
Yeah, they say a cat can be skinned many times.
And
That's what the witness now says. What you want to rephrase what you want to say, you.
no,
Mr.
my lord,
Sibani.
because it's what it says. It picks up 2 different towers in the space of 24 minutes.
The
That's
same
what
device.
Yes,
And these towers are obviously apart.
that's correct.
So there must have been motion. Okay,
Exactly.
fine. You can argue that, they say.
It's fine. Okay. Now let's proceed to page 11.
On the same exhibit,
Exhibit triple G1.
triple G1, page 11.
Yes. The last time the number ending with 8169 picked up a signal.
On which date?
26 October 2014.
On the 26th of October 2014 at 20:32:57 seconds, 8169 was last used at that time when it received an SMS, and the tower that was picked up there was Goud Street.
From 26 October 2014, isikhathi 20:32:57 number egcina ngo-8169 yagcina isetshenziselwe ukuthi ithole i-SMS and futhi ke ithawa yayisetshenziswa kuyi-Hood Street.
Okay. Now, on that, hypothetically speaking, if we can place now this phone around this time in motion.
No, objection, my lord. It can't be hypothetical. We're dealing with facts here. We're dealing with scientific evidence. This document is based on scientific evidence. It can't be hypothetical.
Okay,
Because
factually.
hypothetical simply means assumptions. And this court does not deal with assumptions.
Factually, based on what you said earlier about 22 and 24 minutes, put that at the back of your mind. From this time, if you can place this device in motion, can it be at Bopang Khotso or Spread View Tower within 24 hours? 24 minutes, sorry.
Wathi ke le tower le phone le egcina ngo-169 iyakwazi yini ukuthi ibe isuke kule tower ekuthiwa iBupankhotso ibe iyofika endaweni ekuthiwa iMoyne Street engakapheli imizuzu engamashumi 24.
But that is a very same objection, my lord, which was raised because this initially this witness was requested to comment on whether is it possible for a person to be at Whole Street within 22 minutes when he was at Bopang Tower. Then the challenge is, it depends on the mode of transport that witness was using. Because if he was flying, of course it was possible.
No, time
if he was riding...
The logic is wrong. Time is static. Whether you're flying, driving, 24 minutes is 24 minutes.
Yes, but my lord, it
Okay,
depends on
that's
whether,
how-
on the speed that
I'm
you're
not
using.
I'm not arguing what you are trying to argue with this gentleman. I'm just saying the logic of time is static. 24 minutes is 24 minutes.
But now
It doesn't
the state
change
is
whether
saying, is it
it doesn't
possible?
change whether you are driving,
Yes.
whether you're flying, whether you're running. 24 minutes is 24 minutes between the two towers. That's how I understand the evidence.
But now the state wants this witness to testify whether, to indicate whether is it possible. Is it possible?
Is
It
that what-
depends on what you are using. If you are going to move from Bopang Tower to Whole Street within that 24 minutes, that's how I understand. That's what I understand the state to mean, my lord.
Okay. What do you say, man?
So, my lord, in my opinion, I would say if you are in a motor vehicle, it's possible. But obviously, if you're on a skateboard, it's not possible, or on a bicycle, to be from one area with a 24-minute distance during that time.
Except that
Uthi ke uma kuwukuthi kuhamba ngemoto kungenzeka ukuthi ufike ingakapheli lana imizuzu yama-24. Kodwa uma uhamba ngebhayisekile noma uhamba nge-skateboard angeke kwenzeke ukuthi ukwazi ukufika.
okay.
I think Advocate Mngomezulu has an objection. He's trying to say
what?
something to me. Advocate Mr. Mngomezulu.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, thank you. I will not dwell much on that. You have already said enough regarding the time. Now, let's move to page 183 of the same exhibit GG1. GG, the one that we're still busy with, the last page, the section 205, the last page. Are you there, ma'am?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Can you tell this court, as the per RICA legislation, is it a statutory requirement that a user or a subscriber must RICA their cell phone numbers?
Yes, as per the RICA Act, all SIM cards must be registered.
So ngaphansi kwe-RICA Act yonke ama-SIM card asenza umakhalekhukhwini afanele abhaliswe.
Can I, Roni Sibanda, RICA, my SIM card as Charles Simnisi?
No, not at all.
Athi ngiyakwazi yini ukuthi mina ngoSibanda ngisenzise.
I did not get that, my lord. How does my name feature there?
Are you Charles?
Yes.
Is it so?
Otherwise, unless the state is suggesting that at one point or the other, there's a fraudulent thing that I did about RICA. I did not get him. May he kindly repeat himself.
I was just demonstrated by way of an example, my lord.
Okay.
Why his name? Why do you use his name?
I will use A and B, my lord. Yes, okay. Let's just change the name to A and then B. So he said no.
Yes.
Can you now...
Umuntu ke esizobiza ngokuthi A angakwazi yini ukuthi abhalise iSIM card ngegama lomuntu ezobizwa ngo-B wathi cha ngeke kwenzeke.
On that page where it says MSIDN, can you please the phone number on record?
2772 766 8169.
So ke le number evela lapho ngaphansi ka-MSISDN i-number +27 72 766 8169.
And then the IMSI SIM card number?
6550 1224 9151 373.
IMSI number yakhona 6550 1224 9151 373.
And then on page 11 of the same exhibit, is it still the same IMSI number, just at the beginning of the page or anywhere on that page 11?
It is the same number reflecting on both pages.
Amabili lamakhasi iyona le number evela lapha.
And the ICCID number, what is it?
It is 8922 49 with 7 zeros 1513739.
Try ICCID number 8922 49 0000001513
And then the SIM start date?
SIM start date is 17 May 2014 at 9:58:09 seconds.
Try ISIM's start date in Qala mhla 17 kuMay 2014 isikhathi u09:58:09.
And the SIM end date?
This is a generic date of 01/01/2050 00:00:00 seconds.
Try ke isikhathi okugcina ngaso isikhathi nje sibekiwe eskam January number no sublokala number the 1st ka January 2050 iskatu 0000000.
Riga registration date.
Start date 10 March 2012 at 10:59:17 seconds.
Toy kulanga ke lokureka mhla 10 ku March 2012 iskatu 10:59:17 seconds.
I think you've already placed the Riga registration end date.
End date is generic as well, which is 01/01/2050 00:00:00 seconds.
So iskati gcina ngaso ilesi sibekiwe so to mhla January 1 ku 2050 iskati go 0000.
ID number. Can you just place the last 4 ID number for the safety?
9083.
Toka indaba yokugcina ke kuleyo ID number yo 9083.
And then the first name.
Ntombizini.
Ntombizini. Igama ke lifike lokuqala uNtombizini.
Surname.
Majola.
Sibongo uMajola.
Physical address.
Number 19 York Road, Gillets.
Number 19 York Road, Gillis.
And then agent ID.
It's ICAP /VSP 24448 KSNHO.
Code agent ICAP /KSD 2448 KSNA0.
Okay. Agent name and surname.
Sohail Shabazz.
Ikamage Usuhail Shabazz.
Okay. Evidence before this court. Case number 3 through his advocate indicated that this number belongs to him. Does his name appear on the record document?
What is the accused name?
Tobisi Prince Nobe.
This does not appear on this RICO information.
It is
No.
not.
Thank you. My Lord, we'll move to another exhibit. In fact, we want to refer back to an earlier exhibit as well. Exhibit DD5E, Roman figure 1. Exhibit man. I'll refer back to 2 exhibits that I referred to earlier. Exhibit DD5. I will use them together, my Lord. My Lord, I want to just highlight a few aspects. I know on Friday we went through this exhibit, but I just want to highlight a few aspects before I move to exhibit JJ8. Just few, my Lord. Yes. Let's start 17 June 2020, 085108.
The number ending 6890 was on voicemail. That call came from a number ending 7786. Lasted 2 seconds. And there's no tower defined there.
So on 17 June 2020, inamba egcina ngo-0851, inamba egcina ngo-6890 ngesikhathi sika-085108 ithole ingene ku-voicemail. Kusho ukuthi inamba ke bishaya u-77 ile egcina ngo-7786 ihlale imisuzwana emibili kuphela ayikhombisi lapho ithawa ukuthi yiphi ebisetshenziswa.
And then if we refer the code to Exhibit DD5, index number 228, can you place index number 228 on record?
228 reflects Ndiza.
228 ikhombisa uNdiza.
My Lord, just for the sake of clarity, where the witness is referring to is the download that was done by Colonel House, the phone book of accused number 2. And then the number thereof, 228.
081 057 5586.
So the number ke u-081 057 5586.
7786.
77, not 5.
7786.
Oh, inamba igcina u-7786.
Is it now the same number that attempted to call accused number 2?
Uthi yona yini le number eyazama ukushayela umsolwa wesibili?
Yes.
That is kunjalo.
And then immediately after that entry, is it still the same number?
Thereafter, at 9:37:18 seconds, the same number appears. The number ending 6890 was still on voicemail.
Wathi ngesikhathi sika 09:37:18 seconds yavela futhi leyo number le number egcina u-6890 yayise voicemail.
Okay, now let's proceed to the 20th of June. At 01:26:22.
During this time, 6890 received a SMS, and that was from number ending 6002.
Ngaleskhathi ke mhla 26 ngomhla 20 kuJune isikhathi u-01:26:22 inamba egcina ngo-6890 yathola SMS evela kule namba egcina ngo-6002.
And then let's proceed to Exhibit DD5, index number 21.
It reflects Buthelezi.
Wathi ke index number 21 iveza ukuthi uButhelezi.
Just place everything there on that block.
Buthelezi, and the cell phone number is 072 038 6002.
So ke uButhelezi lapha inamba evelayo u-072 038 6002.
Yes, but there's an inverted comma there in 2.
2, yes.
Please, thank you. Is it now still the same number appearing on the section 205?
Yes.
What you in section 0605 what year?
And in this interaction between the two numbers, when does it end?
What is the number?
It ends at 02:22:23 seconds on the 20th of June.
Igcina ngomhla ka-20 kuJune isikhathi ku-02:22 imizuzu 23 imizuzwana.
Can you count how many SMSs are there?
There were 6.
Wathi mlazo yohlobo lwe-SMS iyayisithupha.
So, furthermore,
Also, you can proceed. I just want to take it.
I just want also to approach my colleague. Great.
May I approach accused?
Yes, yes, yes.
I have on conference here. As the court pleases, my lord, before we lay this matter to rest, we'll remember, if we refer to the first page of this annexure that they are referring to, the annexure to DD5, in my cross-examination of Lieutenant Colonel Gous, we then established that, in fact, what he has done, he has mixed up the numbers and the IMSIs. What was supposed to be Vodacom was made out as MTN and vice versa. So that context is important in respect of the source of the numbers where she refers to. Hence, I objected to the evidence, but the clarification now with the context that there are actually two sources. The one with the names is the download of 5057-056. The actual device that made received calls and text and otherwise is 6890. That's the only clarification that I wanted to be made on record now. That's the court cases.
Okay, yeah.
Furthermore, my lord, we'll submit that this number ending with 7056, it does not belong to the girlfriend of accused number 2. It belongs to accused number 2 himself. And as far as I'm concerned, the number belonging to the girlfriend of ex-girlfriend of accused number 2, it ends with 1698.
That's a point of argument because we had requested the RICA information from the state when we were still dealing with bank records regarding the 7056. To date, we haven't been finished with sale. So what is arguing is in vacuum.
So where do you get the number? That it is the
1698.
Yeah, 1698. That it belongs to the girlfriend.
Exhibit VV1, my lord.
Just show you, Leonard colleague. Show me.
That we acknowledge, my lord.
So what is the argument about now?
We are arguing about 7056, my lord. Remember, from day one, my lord, our stance has always
where
been.
you differ with your Leonard colleague,
yes,
is that you insist or you say or state that that number is not the number of your client's ex-girlfriend.
The 072505. Remember,
it's not. No, I'm just quoting you.
My lord, there are two ex-girlfriends. There's Mutsidisi and there's Kilebukhile. Those are two separate.
Okay, let's find out.
Who is separate,
You're talking about
numbers.
any other girlfriend.
My lord, I do not know about any other girlfriend. I know about Olebukheng Petan.
Yeah, you see.
So the one that is referring to the 1698 is the girlfriend Kilebukhile.
Wait. Oh. How many girlfriends do you know of number 2? You, Mr. Sibali.
No, I'm only talking about the information that is before me. I only know of one, my lord.
What's the name? What's the name of that?
Oleboheng Petani.
That's the only name you know.
That's the only name I know.
Now the other girlfriend is who?
The one is the one that we raised before, Mutsidisi, my lord.
So he's got two girlfriends,
Yes,
Mutsidisi
the
and Lebogang.
5057056 is
And they
Mutsidisi.
both communicated with your client.
Sorry, my lord.
There's two girlfriends, both communicated with your client using the number 6898. What's it? 6?
At different time periods. The other one is
But
from
they
2018.
the point is they
The other one
communicated.
is the latter. Yes, my lord. But at different time periods, my lord.
But he wants to claim, as I understand him, that he only has the number of Lebogang or Lebogile. Is that so?
Correct.
You don't have the other number of the other girlfriend.
I only see the
Matshidiso
number.
or who
Yes,
else?
that's correct.
My gripe is him placing it as a fact that
That-
5057056 belongs to accused number 2, which we have denied ad nauseum.
Okay, fine. Yeah, let's go on.
Maybe let me ask the witness in this fashion. Maybe it will provide further clarity now. A phone with a dual SIM. Do you have any knowledge of its? How does it work?
Certainly. Give me just a second.
Kuzokuthi uma kunefoni ekwazi ukuthatha ama-SIM card amabili yazothi asebenza kanjani?
So, in essence, a phone with dual SIMs have two IMEIs.
Kuthiwa ifoni nama-SIM card amabili naye ama-IMEI amabili.
In the phone, there's a slot for each SIM card.
Manje la kule foni ke kunendawo yokuthi kungene lama-SIM card amabili.
So, in terms of your primary number, it would show you IMEI 1 with that SIM card being your primary number, SIM card 1.
Manje ke uma ukuthi sikhuluma nge-SIM card yokuqala izokhombhala lapho ukuthi IMEI 1.
You can have two different SIM cards from two different networks inserted in one device.
Ungakwazi ukuthi ufake kumakhalekhukhwini owodwa ama-SIM card aphuma ke kuma-service provider ahlukene.
You can use your mobile data from two different networks, but you can only use one at a time.
Kanti ungakwazi ukuthi usebenzise idata evela kulama-service provider ahlukene kodwa ukwazi ukuthi wasebenzise omabili ngesikhathi esisodwa ukwazi ukusebenzisa eyodwa vo ngesikhathi esisodwa.
Okay. Sorry, so my understanding, and when you want to interchange and use not the primary SIM card, the second one, if you must name it that.
Yes, then you have to go into your handset.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to take
Take
out
it
the
out,
SIM
yeah.
card.
What do you do?
You can then go on your settings and move over to the next SIM card with the second network, so to speak.
So uma ufuna ukusebenzisa le ke ikhadi uyakwazi ukungena ngaphakathi nje usho la efonini ukuthi usofuna ukusebenzisa le esibili kuwukuthi awuzange uyikhiphe kumakhalekhukhwini.
And it doesn't necessarily follow that the serial number of the device changes. It doesn't change.
So remember, the device number is called the IMEI.
That's it, the IMEI, yeah.
So you would have, there would be IMEI 1 and IMEI 2.
Two. Okay,
Yes.
because
So
you're
if
using
you
two
have
different
a-
SIM cards.
Yes, if you
Okay.
have a smartphone with the latest smartphones, you can actually go into your settings and view your IMEI 1 and IMEI 2.
Okay. Yeah, so what did you want to
Thank you,
establish?
my lord. So let me establish this. From that one device with two SIM cards, can I use, for instance, SIM card 1 to access the phone book on SIM card 2?
No. If you don't have the same numbers on both the SIM cards, you can't access the one from the other.
So ke uma ukuthi inamba ethize ihlele ku sim card yesibili awukwazi ukusebenzisa sim card yokuqala ukuthi uyolunguza lapha ku sim card yesibili ubone ukuthi inamba le oyifunayo yini.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
My Lord, can we take the short adjournment? It's 11:43. I'm about to wrap up.
Okay, fine. 15 minutes break.
(302), excuse me, 9173 071 595 1239 072 399 5787, thereafter 076 642 7007, and lastly 082 585 9759.
So lapha ke umsebenzi wakhe ke uthi umsebenzi wami lana okunye ke ukuletha lonke ulwazi oludingekayo nofakazi oludingekayo mayelana nedata esezingcingweni nesemshinini yakwa Vodacom. Lokho ke kwenziwa uma kukuthi kukhona isicelo esitholakele sivela esiphoyiseni sase South Africa nezinye ke namanye amahhovisi asebenza ngokugcina umthetho ke nezinye ke inkampani njengokudingeka kolwazi lolu. Manje lo isiqiniseko sokuthi Vodacom iyathola isicelo ngaphansi kwa section 2051 ye-Criminal Procedure Act number 51/1977 esesivela ku-esiphoyiseni sase South Africa ku-GP JSB 552 of 5/2024 in the Foster's case 636 of 10 of 2014 and wayecela ke kwaku-Brigadier Gininda. Lana ke kuthiwa ke isicelo ke esasikhona babafuna ke ukwazi ukuthi umakhalekhukhwini lo wasebenza kanjani and futhi ke la umakhalekhukhwini owakhulunywa ngabo u071 302 9173 027 +27 71 595 1239 no 027 no +27 766 427 007 yokugcina ke elandelayo inamba u072 399 5787 082 58 579 9759 2771 302 9173.
You would then find that the following extracts are ticked on the following page, which is page 2. You will find that there's an X marked next to subscriber registration details and the MSISDN profile. And further comments are that RICO information supplied as requested, the handset profile is attached, and enclosed are the dates used on the Vodacom network.
Kuthiwe lapha uzobona ukuthi kufakwe uphawu luka-X la khumbeswa khona ukuthi ke osebenzisa ifoni imininingwane yakhe ithini nokuthi ke futhi ke yini ke MSISDN yaleyo makho kusho ukuthi inamba yeSIM card yaleyo profile esetshenziswayo.
Okay, it then further gives you the numbers again. And then it also states at the bottom that data was requested from 1 June 2009, 000000 seconds to 30 May 2024, 23:59:59 seconds.
Maqhubekela phambili ke echaza lapho ukuthi lo lwazi lolu lucelwe ngoba ngezikhathi lena ukuthi kufanele kuqale kuhlolwe isikhathi sika 1 kuJune 2009 ukusho ukuthi ekuqaleni kosuku sewu0000 ukuyofika umhla ka30 kuMay 2024 isikhathi ke sigcina ngo-23:59:59.
On page 3, it then gives you the explanation of the call terms. It continues on page 4. And then
Page 3 ke kuchazwa ke amagama athize obuchwepheshe asetshenziswayo uma kukhulunywa ke ngezingcebo nokuxhumana kwayo.
on page 5, point number 10, call data in respect of incoming and outgoing transactions is reflected under the AMA, which means automatic message accounting stream. The column reflecting as call type indicates the type of transaction that had taken place. These are actual transactions to and from a particular MSISDN, which is the cell phone number. The call date time column reflects the date and time of a particular transaction. The cell name column will reflect the base station or tower that the particular transaction was routed through. Common call types are reflected as follows. MTC is an incoming call. MOC is an outgoing call. MTSMS is an incoming SMS. That is an SMS that was received by the MSISDN. The call date time column, which will indicate the date and time of that SMS was received. The other party column will be blank as Vodacom systems do not populate the other number sending the SMSs. The MOSMS is an outgoing SMS. That is an SMS that was sent by the MSISDN. The call date time column will indicate the date and time that the SMS was sent. The number that the SMS was sent to will reflect in the other party column. Please note that the above call types can only be reflected if the cell phone was on.
Kuthiwe lapho ke uchazwa imininingwane yabonke lamagama obuchwepheshe asetshenziswayo lapha njengokuthi ke kukhulunywa ukuthi kwangena ingcingo ziphi kwaphuma ingcingo ziphi nokuthi ke futhi ke isikhathi lwangenani locingo kukhishwa ke futhi nokuthi kwakushayelwa yiphi ifoni kuphinde kukhishwe nokuthi yiphi ithaya esetshenziswa we-MTC ochaza ukuthi i-call engenayo no-MOC ochaza ukuthi ucingo oluphumayo ne-MTSMS ochaza ukuthi ke i-SMS engenayo leyo iphuma kolunye ucingo bese kukhishwa ke nesikhathi kukhishwe nosuku. Kodwa ke lapho ke kufanele kubhekwe ke ukuthi la kufanele kubhalwe khona inamba ukuthi iphuma phi le SMS akubi nalutho ngoba iVodacom ayikwazi ukugcina izinamba lezi ezithumela ama-SMS bese ngaphansi ka-SMS ichaza ukuthi i-SMS iphumayo iphuma kulolu cingo lolu oluhlolwayo. And ke kodwa ke i-SMS iVodacom iyakwazi ukuthi ikhiphe nenamba yalo le number le ethunyelwayo i-SMS.
The IMEI column reflects the unique serial number of the handset. Vodacom utilizes both Siemens and Huawei mobile switching centers. SMS transactions through the Siemens switch will not populate the IMEI number in SMS transactions. That is an MO SMS and an MT SMS. SMS transactions through the Huawei switch will populate the IMEI number in the SMS transaction, in brackets, MO SMS and MT SMS.
IMEI ke kukhulunywa ngenamba ehlukile kusho ukuthi inamba ke etholakala ukuthi inamba ye sim card eyodwa ayikwazi ukuba nama sim card amabili analeyo number. Manje ke leyo number ke kusho ukuthi kusetshenziswa ke lapha inkampani yiSiemens neHuawei ukuthi ibanike ke inhlobo ke zama IMEI. Kodwa ke iSiemens yona ikwazi ukugcina inamba ye-IMEI kodwa ke iHuawei yona iyayigcina imininingwane yokuthi yipi le nombolo ye-IMEI ebisetshenziswa uma ukuthi kwamukeleka kukhona ucingo oluphumayo.
Upon production, all mobile handsets are assigned a unique digit IMEI code or number.
Manje umakhalekhukhwini bonke uma bakhiwa bathola ke inombolo yabo omakhalekhukhwini labo.
The IMEI number may be displayed on most mobile handsets by dialing *#06# or viewed on the compliance plate under the battery of the SIM tray, depending on the model of the handset.
Thoke ami number lena uyakwazi ukuthi uphethe umakhalekhukhwini uma ufuna ukuyibona uvela ufake *#06#. And futhi ke le number leyo uyakwazi ukuthi uyithole ukuthi ibhaliwe mhlambe ebhetrini lalo makhalekhukhwini lo no la kuhlala khona ibhetri kamakhalekhukhwini kodwa ke lokhu ukuthi libhalwa kuphi lapho kuya ngokuthi iluphi lolu hlobo likamakhalekhukhwini olubhekile.
Vodacom only uses the first 14 digits of the IMEI number to identify a handset.
Vodacom isebenzisa ke uyishumi nane lalezi nombolo lezi ezisetshenziswa ze-IMEI ukuthi ikwazi ukukhomba ukuthi yiphi le IMEI ekhulunywa ngayo.
In terms of the full IMEI number, the number format is as follows.
Manje ke number indlela kubekwe ngayo IMEI number ibekwe ngalendlela.
The first 8 digits represent the handset, make and model.
Manje ke inumber ezu-8 zokuqala zichaza ukuthi yipi lo makhalekhukhwini futhi iluphi uhlobo lwalo makhalekhukhwini kusho ukuthi ke inika igama nemodel.
The next 6 digits represent the actual serial number of the handset.
Kusho ukuthi inumber ezisithupha ezilandelayo zikhipha ke inombolo ezingathithwa i-serial number yalo makhalekhukhwini.
The last digits, being 15, 16 and 17, are check digits and software version numbers.
Ke laba 15 no-16 no-17 ilezi number ezichazayo ezichaza ukuthi inumber zokuhlola ezinye ke zichaza nokuthi ama-program ala ngaphakathi kusho ukuthi ke i-software engaphakathi kwamakhalekhukhwini ehambisa umakhalekhukhwini ikuyiphi level.
Call data generated, stored and communicated by the computer systems cannot be altered, manipulated or tampered with by anyone while on this computer system.
Manje lonke kulwazi olugciniwe mayelana nokusebenza kwekhompyutha kwalomakhalekhukhwini kuma-system alokwazi ukuthi emishinini lungaguqulwa inanoma ubani.
The manner in which the integrity of the call data is maintained is therefore reliable, as contemplated in Section 15, brackets 3 of the Act.
Manje ke ukukhuseleka kwalolu lwazi lokugciniwe ngaphansi komthetho Section 15, brackets 3.
I hereby certify, in terms of Section 15, in brackets 4 of the Act, that the printout of the extract is a true copy of the original record of call data stored on the computer systems of Vodacom and is therefore correct.
Isiqiniseko sokuthi konke lokukhishwa emshinini kuyiqiniso futhi akuguquliwe njengoba kube kutholakala kulowo mshini.
I know and understand the contents of this statement. I have no objection in taking the prescribed oath. I consider the prescribed oath to be binding on my conscience.
Ngathi ngiyeletha isiqiniseko sokuthi ngiyakwazi konke kula ngaphakathi ekubhaliwe lana futhi ke anginankinga ngokuthatha isifungo futhi ke ngiyavuma ukuthi lesi sifungo lesi siyangibophezela kunembeza wami.
This document has been signed by me in person and electronically.
Nje le document uthi isayindile ayisayina ngesandla sakhe waphinde ke futhi wayisayina ngokwe-electronic.
Okay, thank you. Now let's refer to the summary of RHICA information.
The summary that I am about to read to you explains the MSISDN, the person that it was RHICA to, from the start date to the end date, and that is actually a short form of this big document of 282 pages.
Lo la uzofunda kuzokuba ukufingqiwe okuphuma kule lomqulu lo omkhulu kufingqele ukuthi ke kuveze okuthile kulomqulu.
We start off with the first transaction of 071-595-1239. The start RHICA date 16 August 2009, 160835 to 15 October 2014, 000234 was RHICA to Ozay Hussein.
So kule number ke lana ku-071 515 1239 kuveswa ke kusuka ngomhla 16 August 2009 uyofika mhla 15 October 2014 ukuthi ke umuntu ke wayebhalisiwe kule number uZay Hussein.
Those details can be found on page 9 of the big document. Thereafter, between the period 18 March 2011, 150924 to 0101 2050, 000000 seconds, it belonged to Tandazile Ndwadwe, and this information can be found on pages 10 to 17.
Kuthiwa ke lana ke isikhathi ebhekwe sona siqala ngomhla ka-18 ku-3 enyangeni kaMarch 2011 kango-1509-2024 and futhi ke ukubheka ukuthi ngaleso sikhathi ke kwakhulunywa ke ngegama likaThandazile Ndwandwe.
My Lord, before the witness proceeds to read the entire summary, can I just inquire from my colleagues if they are disputing this information as opposed to the witness reading the whole document?
You didn't discuss it yesterday. On Friday.
My Lord, we did agree on the summary of this document, but on whether they are disputing it or not, we did not go to that extent.
So what's the defense view?
My Lord, if I understood when we last were in court, it was that this only relates to accused number 5. I'm not sure whether it's still the case. Yes.
Yes, indeed, my Lord, it relates to accused number 5.
Ms. Mshololo.
My Lord, may the witness read the content of this exhibit because there is no consent to this information.
There's no?
Consent or admission to this information.
Mr.
It has been summarized, my lord.
Now the question is it being disputed? Am I correctly quoting you, sir? So, what is the answer? Is it being disputed? If it is disputed, fine.
Let the witness read the information contained in this exhibit into the record. That's my submission.
So it's disputed.
Yes, my lord.
Okay, this is disputed. Yes, Mr. Ngumalo? Is it disputed?
My lord, it may be read into the record. I see no problem.
Is it disputed? So why don't you answer the question? Not must it be read into the record. I'm just asking, is it disputed? Because you can read something into the record which is disputed, and you can read something into the record which is not disputed.
It relates to accused number 5, so I will not have received any instructions, my lord, whether it is disputed or not.
Mr. Mnisi, is it disputed?
I plead no contest, my lord.
What's that? Is it disputed?
That is what I'm trying to say, my lord, that I plead no contest.
So you don't dispute, neither do you admit?
Yes, my lord, because as the state indicated, the information that is exclusively in the knowledge of accused number 5.
Right. Mr. Ramusepidi?
My lord, on behalf of accused number 2, I don't have any instructions. So,
go take instructions. Normally you go there. When you don't have instructions, you normally go there. Take instructions.
My lord, it relates to accused number 5, so I've got no instructions whether to, even if I go there, it won't affect us, my lord. So
is it?
It's in the purview and the prerogative of accused number 5's advocate. If she disputes, then it must be read in record.
I thought you told me that you guys are appearing as a team. Am I quoting you?
Correct, so my lord, but
okay, fine.
We don't consult as a team because we've got various mandates.
But you appear as a team, but you don't consult as a team. I've seen evidence which primarily concerns accused number 1, accused number 2's counsel, and number 3's counsel, and number 4's counsel, and number 5's counsel. They cross-examine. Am I correct?
My lord, correctly, because we are under the umbrella of common purpose for all the charges.
Yes. Mr. Mgqibelo, is it being disputed?
My lord, I find no reason to dispute this.
Okay. Right. Unfortunately, there's no contest, and read it into the record.
We then move.
And it is not disputed. Fine. Yes, sir.
I will proceed to lead the witness. Yes, we are still busy with the second line.
You know what, Mr. Interpreter, I'm going to suggest that let the witness read all this information in English. Because can you imagine if he reads, for instance, 26, 04, 29, 9, 19, 10. Uzothi shiyagalombili nesithupha. Are you with me? Yeah, we'll take the whole day. Right, so, but you'll read it to them after that. Okay.
My lord, can I suggest that we adjourn until tomorrow because it's now 9 minutes to 1.
Is it?
Do will not serve any purpose for the witness to read out this and then the interpreter interprets tomorrow.
Are you available tomorrow?
Yes, I am, my lord.
I'm not going to the inauguration.
If they allow me there, I shall be there.
There's a suggestion that we should adjourn until tomorrow because it's 9 minutes to. And yet, Mr. Baloyi said, you guys are having a consultation with the ballistic expert at 2 o'clock. Hello?
That's correct.
Okay, so we'll come back tomorrow then at 10.